YouTube, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So, I don't know where y'all been, but I don't know where y'all been, but you know, I mean it's Saturday, so you can't do anything right now, but and then Monday is a holiday. I don't know if the stock market will be open, but I don't know what y'all doing, but y'all need to start buying some stocks, because even if you don't buy individual stocks, I think y'all should buy some good funds or something, because right now the stock market don't sell. I don't know what reason why would you be trying to get out of the stock market, but if you got some extra cash, I mean, you need to be buying the stock market, because this is the time to buy. It's really some good stocks on sale. I mean, like I said in my last video, I talked about Microsoft. I talked about Microsoft. I talked about let me think. It's a bunch of companies that was on sale. Nvidia. Nvidia been holding stable. Broadcom. I seen Broadcom. A lot of the tech stocks. I mean, Silicon Valley is pretty good too. You got some stocks that's in Silicon Valley. I mean, to be honest, I would just go buy QQQ. I would buy QQQ. QQQ is a little expensive, but I would still buy it. I would buy any one of the IT ETFs or index funds. I would buy VGT. VGT looks good. VGT been all over the place. I would buy some VGT, QQQ. It's another one I was looking at. Um, I seen Berkshire Hathaway went down too. I don't know why Berkshire Hathaway would be going down, but it was on sale, so I bought me some shares of Berkshire Hathaway. I bought some of that. Berkshire Hathaway, it was about 5.20, 5.15 a share. It went all the way down to about 460 a couple days ago. It went down as low as 460. I bought some shares. Yeah. Um, um, you know, um, I mean, I wouldn't go crazy. I would use some good sense. I would use some decent sense. Don't go crazy, but I would buy some good, stable blue chip companies that's on sale right now. That's what I would do. And if you're scared to buy individual stocks, well, I would buy a couple ETFs. Buy a couple of those. You can just buy your S&P 500. Just buy your S&P 500. QQQ or something like that, I mean, you'd be all right. Stock market on sale right now. So if any of y'all go on the stock market and you look around, everything in the red. Everything in the red. And these are big blue chip companies. I seen Facebook. Facebook went down a little bit. I was like, wow, look at Facebook. I don't know. I'm still not ready to buy Facebook yet. Facebook all over the place. But I would buy Google. I got a bunch of Google. I got some Google. I got some Apple, Amazon, Costco. I got some Microsoft. These are all blue chip companies. If you really think Google gonna go out of business, something wrong with you. I sleep good knowing I got Google. I don't even worry. Amazon ain't going nowhere. I got some Amazon, Apple. My Google, I've had Google stock for the last, man, I'm trying to think how long I had my Google stock. I've had Google for about 6-7 years now, something like that. And over that time, I've bought a few shares here and there. I bought a few shares here and there. I wasn't really worrying about the price. I just bought a couple shares. Whenever I have some extra money laying around, I just buy a couple shares. 500 here, 1,000 there. And I've pretty much made, I think when I look at it, I pretty much made almost 200% of my money back. 200%. So that's basically, if you have $10,000 in Google, you would have 30,000. You make 20,000 on 10,000 on Google. That's what that means. Just keep buying Google, man. Like, you really ain't gotta worry. Just buy these companies, man. Just buy them. I don't know what y'all worrying about, you know. These are legit cash. These companies got boatloads of cash. They are good, safe, healthy companies. Got a boatload of cash, man. I mean, ain't nothing really to worry about. But yeah, so that's my video for today. That's my advice. I mean, you gotta invest, you know. That's what you gotta do. You got to invest. I don't know what this person's sticking out in the middle of the road. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Just take your time and just, even if you got $50, man, just find a handful of stocks, man, and just buy them. You know, buy some ETFs. Like, I got a bunch of money in the S&P 500. I got a bunch of money in QQQ. I got a bunch of money in a handful of stocks. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm just saying, like, you just, over the last 20 years, man, that's just what I've been doing, man. It's just a habit, you know. It's just, you just got to build good habits, you know. You just got to build good money habits. Like, I don't buy a bunch of clothes. I don't buy a bunch of stuff. You know, I don't buy a bunch of junk, man. Like, I may buy something here and there, a couple dollars. But, you know, I might buy some shoes or something. But I know some people, like, they habitual clothes and shoes buyers. Like, that's, when they get their check, that's the first thing they do. And those are the people I'm talking about. Those are the people I'm talking about. Because I know people, that's all they do. And those are the people I'm talking about. I'm not talking about somebody who might just buy something buy a shirt or something like that, or might buy, little small things like that. I'm talking about people, that's all they do. Like they got a food, like I know people who got a closet full of Jordans. That's all they do. They got a closet full of Jordans. That's all they do. Nike boxes. Half them shoes they don't even wear. They collect them. Now I'm not trying to pick on nobody. I'm not trying to pick on nobody's hobby. But when you got bills to pay and you trying to build wealth, and all your wealth is tied up into junk in the closet, you really got to set your priorities. That's all I'm saying. Just think about where your priorities are. So that's kind of like what I'm saying. And so, good money habits. I think a good money habit is to buy things that put money in your pocket. And things that put money in your pocket is, buying some stocks, man. And hell, paying down your mortgage. Putting some extra money on your mortgage. I mean, just stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm saying. I got hobbies, but I don't pour all my living and all my wealth into my hobbies. And one of my hobbies is the stock market. Like that's kind of one of my hobbies. As a hobby, I research companies and businesses and stuff. Like I enjoy businesses. I enjoy researching companies that grow. Like I'm really impressed on how companies like grow money. Like I'm really like intrigued by that. How like a company take $1 and multiply it. It's very interesting how the money comes in on one side, comes out on the other side, compounded and multiplied. The company, I'm just really intrigued on that. How they just generate all this cash flow and profit. It's just like, how y'all do that? And like, I just like to get in the numbers, do the research on the news and do research on Google and like figure out, man, like that's kind of cool how y'all took $100,000 and made $1 million out of it. I think that's kind of cool. And so that's just a natural place for me. And my hobby, just happen to build wealth. It's just hobbies, And so that's kind of what I'm saying. That's kind of what I'm saying. I know some people's hobbies, they like to fix on cars and they got a project car in the garage and stuff like that. So, all kind of stuff like that. So, but I just want to make this short little video, man. If you one of those folks who've been busy and you haven't been paying attention to the stock market, well, I'm here to tell you, go on the stock market. There's some stocks on sale. I think you need to go ahead and pick up a few shares, a couple FET, a couple ETFs out there that's on sale. Don't worry about what's in the news. I think you'll be all right. The market's on sale. The market ain't going nowhere. We go through this all the time. Stock market goes up and then it comes down. You want to catch it when it's down, so that way you can catch the wave going back up. These are strong companies, man. Like what we're talking about. So that's kind of what I'm saying. So If you look at the graph, if you even look at last year's graph, if you look at the valley in last year's graph, last year the stock market went down just about the same time. Somewhere around January, February, and March, the stock market was way down. And then if you look at April, May, June, July, the stock market is at the peak. If you look at the graph, right? You know what I mean? So as recently as last year, stock market was down. Last year, the stock market was down lower than it is. This year, the stock market is down lower than it was last year. So I think you probably can get a better deal. I know everybody talking about AI and all that stuff, but I mean, we talking about companies that been around for a long time, you know. I wouldn't invest in no startup or nothing like that, but you know, like I pick up a few shares of NVIDIA. NVIDIA been around since the early 90s, man. Like they microchip company. They make graphic cards. I know NVIDIA. NVIDIA been around a long time. When I was in the PC gaming back in the day, back in late 90s, like 98, 99, I bought my first computer. NVIDIA was everywhere. They was making them graphic cards. Their name was stamped everywhere in the early 90s. And so they make microchips. They make graphic processors and stuff like that. AMD. You know, AMD is a hardware company, another hardware company. They are a competitor to Intel. Intel is another company. They make CPU processors and stuff like that. And so, you know, these are good mainstay companies that's been around. Intel, Broadcom make analog processors like Texas Instruments. Texas Instruments, they're a good company. They've been around a long time. They've been making analog processors. Trying to think. It's a handful of companies out there that on the hardware side and the software side that are good mainstay companies. A lot of these companies ain't just popped up out of nowhere. A lot of these companies been around for a long time. And if you look at their balance sheet, look at their income statement, their statement of cash flows, these companies are cash flowing profitable businesses. And so I would advise you to take a look and evaluate whether these companies is a good buy or not. You know, I think some of these companies are good buy, you know, and so I think you should pick a couple up. That's what I'm saying. You know, I know some of y'all are truck drivers. How do you feel about buying a Freightliner? So if you see a Freightliner, with a good engine, you look at the maintenance history, you talk to the owner, and you look at the maintenance history, you start talking to him, and it's like, man, this truck never broke down on me. I take care of the truck, got all the maintenance records, I replaced this, placed that, everything on time. You start talking to him, he's like, man, and he's like, man, just give me $15,000 for the truck. And you know good and goddamn well that truck worth at least $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 for that truck. It's a 2005 Freightliner Columbia. It's got 800,000 miles on it. The owner got all the maintenance records. You start talking to the owner, and he's like, man, just give me $15,000 for this truck. And you're like, man, that's a steal. Buy that truck. I couldn't write the check faster. You get what I'm saying? And so it's the same concept. When you look at these companies, You look at their balance sheet. You look at the paperwork. You Google the owners. You see what vision that the owners and the CEO and executive team has for the company. You look at all the past history of the company and look at it. It's like, man, this is a good company. I'm going to buy it. The price per share, what the cash flow that you're getting price per share is good. The price per share could be $1,500 a share. But if you're getting a good cash flow for the $1,500, it don't even matter. So if the company got a bunch of debt and they spending a bunch of money on interest payments, they spending a bunch of money on debt, well, you know, when you buy that company's stock, your money is going towards paying debt. It's not a good rate return. It's not a good use of capital. I want a company with no debt, little to no debt, because then you know that company, for every profit of dollars that it makes, is reinvesting the dollars back into the company, therefore multiplying multiplying your dollars that you're investing in the company. Therefore, you're getting compounding. The stock price goes up. Everything goes up. You're moving with you're beating inflation. If the company only making 4% rate of return and inflation is about 3-4%, why waste your time? You might as well stick the money in the mattress. The company needs to be making 15% on your money. That's what I like to look for in a company or an ETF or whatever. I need to be making about at minimum 10, but at least I shoot for 15, 16, 17, 18%. That's what I like to look for. So the 15, 16% accounts for taxes and all the nuances and ebbs and flows of the stock market. Because I know if I get 15% after taxes, I know I'm at least going to get 10, 11, 12%. You get what I'm saying? And so it's just common sense. It ain't that deep. It's not that deep. It ain't that deep. I don't want to lecture y'all too long. But, you know, I'm just trying to be the voice of reason. That's all. Just trying to be the voice of reason and let y'all know what's going on. But hey, I appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. See y'all next time.